The time has finally come. Finally selling my single axle trailer. I just sold it this morning. The guy's actually going to get the money. Sold it for a pretty decent price. Right now trailers are up. I got $13.50 out of it, which I don't think is too bad, but he said he was looking at brand new trailers, single axles, and he couldn't find one for less than like $6 grand. So things aren't cheap right now, so that's what I got for this, $13.50. And I plan on buying my buddy Matt's trailer. He's got a nice tandem axle 16-footer. It's a car hauler style trailer, which is what I've wanted, because this is a landscape style trailer with the side rails, and those side rails always stop me from loading things onto the sides, and it keeps me from being able to overhang equipment and stuff off the sides. So it's just nice to have a trailer that's completely flat where you can load it up, load it from the side, and you could fit a lot more on them as well. Not to mention it is a tandem axle with trailer brakes. It's got some nice beefy ramps that actually sit and fit into the trailer, which is nice. Got some pretty nice features on it. It's gonna need a little bit of work, gonna need to be repainted and some other things. But yeah, this trailer has done me well for many years. I've had this trailer for 3+ years now. It's done me really well for being a single axle trailer. Being that this is only a 5x12, I was also limited by how wide of a piece of equipment I could put on it. I was never able to leave my belly mower on my tractor when I went on a mowing job and drive it up onto the trailer without hitting the side rails. So I always had to remove the belly mower first and use my bucket and chain to get the mower deck in here before I went on a mowing job, and then I had to kind of crane it back off the trailer and hook it back up. So it was always kind of a pain in the ass. And then also this is only 12 foot long, so it only just fit my Kubota BX, and I always had to keep my bucket curled up and on this front rail here. That was pretty much the only way I can get the gate shut. So really this is a bare minimum trailer for the Kubota BX. Definitely bare minimum as far as width, length, and size, with the axle only being a single axle. So luckily this trailer had a heavy duty 3,500 pound axle under it, so that's kind of why I got away with it for so long, though it was still definitely at its max capacity, and it's never really quite fun driving a trailer around at max capacity all the time, which is another reason I've been wanting a trailer. I've been looking for a new trailer ever since COVID hit, but once COVID hit, I was not able to find one for a decent price. Trailer prices are just astronomical right now, and I've been looking for years now and finally found the one that my buddy has, and he just actually picked it up from a guy and told me he was selling it. So I went and took a look at it, and it was exactly what I wanted. So I told him I'd sell my trailer and give him the money I got from this plus a little bit extra. So once I get this thing out of here, I'm gonna go pick up the trailer from him, and when I get it back here, I'll show you guys what it looks like and give you guys a little more information about it. All right guys, well here is my new trailer. This is a tandem axle trailer. The trailer is just over 15 foot long, and it is 6.5 foot wide from inside fender to inside fender. So this is gonna help me a lot with loading larger equipment and stuff in the future, and definitely gonna be nice being able to leave my mower deck right on the BX if I have a mowing job. I'll be able to drive right up here without having to remove the deck every time like I did before. Now this trailer I ended up getting from my buddy. Story is that he got it from a guy that bought it new, and I guess he used to haul cars around because it is a car hauler trailer. It was built in like 1992, and the guy bought it. He used it for maybe 3 to 5 years, and then it sat for like 10 to 15 years. So it looked really rough when I first picked it up. It had a lot of paint flaking off of it. See how flaky it is. And as you guys will see in the video, I ended up taking a pressure washer to it, and I was able to knock off all the rough rust and paint flakes off the metal, so it's much smoother now. Actually, it's so smooth that I could actually paint it right now if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I will end up painting it at some point over the winter time. Aside from that, what we did was we threw some new tires on it because the tires were super dry rotted that it had on it. So I got these from my buddy used. There are 4 good used tires. They're 4 matching tires, and all of them are in pretty decent shape. I should be able to get a summer or 2 out of these tires easily. All of the rims were good, no rot on the inside of the rims, and we replaced all the valve stems. That I did not show on video because we did that at his garage. Another thing that you guys will see that I did was I added this wood down the center. I added 2x6s, one on each side here. And I ended up bolting them down with carriage bolts. These are 3/8 by 4.5 inch long carriage bolts. So I bolted down to the frame for every cross piece that we had here. And the reason I did this was so that I had a little bit more clearance getting my tractor up here, because this gap was just a little too wide for my Kubota. I was able to get the tractor up on the trailer, but the tires in the front were hanging over. So I only had maybe 3 inches of the outer edges of the tires in the front on the trailer itself, and the rest were hanging over. The back tires weren't nearly as bad because I got the wheel spacers on it, but I didn't want to have to straddle this gap every single time I brought the Kubota BX up onto this trailer. So that is why I added the 2x6s, and they are pressure treated. So now I have plenty of clearance. When I pull the tractor up here, I have no problems trying to straddle this at all. I could just bring it right on up without having to worry about falling down in between them. Eventually, what I plan to do again this winter, or maybe just over the summertime, each time I go to Home Depot, because wood is high right now, I'll buy like 4 2x6s at a time, and I'll just kind of put them in as I go, because eventually I want to fill this entire gap with these 2x6s, and then I'll probably end up staining them and then painting painting the trailer black. This will look really nice once I get the rest of the wood in there, and then I'll have this filled up. So if I have to haul smaller equipment and whatnot, I could put it right in the middle without having to worry about it falling through. But aside from that, everything else in the trailer is good. I did replace the plug, which I did not get on video, but the wiring was all screwed up towards the end here. Put a brand new 7-way connector on here, redid the wiring all the way to this point of the trailer. At some point, I do need to rewire the entire trailer. But again, I'm just trying to get this thing ready so I could use it for the rest of the summer. Once winter comes, I plan to pull it into my new pole barn and completely go through this. I'm going to do the wiring front to rear on it, sand it down. I'm going to paint it, make sure I get the rest of the plywood done. I've got to add a trailer breakaway still and a few other things that I want to do to it. This trailer is equipped with a winch, which is really nice. I believe it is from the factory, because if you look here, they've got this crossbar and it's got the factory paint on it. So I believe this winch actually came with this trailer. So when I rewire this entire trailer, I will wire the winch in, because right now the wires are not going to anything. But I did rebuild the winch. I took it all apart and cleaned it up. The winch does work. I tested it, so that's going to be really nice. The only thing I need is a remote that'll end up plugging into here. Either that, or I think I'm going to get like a wireless remote that I can mount the module inside the box here, and then I could just have a wireless remote on my keychain. Just because it's really nice to have a winch. You know, if I ever go to pick up a broken down vehicle or a tractor that doesn't run, I could use this winch to easily pull it up on a trailer. So that's going to be really nice. As you can see here, we've got some stake pockets. We've got 2 in the front here, and we've got 2 here in the back. So that's really nice as well, because if I need to add the pocket stake holders, I could put those adapters in that allow for a D-ring. It's also got one over here in the center on the cross frame. Now these ramps actually sat into the trailer, which I really liked, but unfortunately, because I put the wood on the sides, the ramps no longer fit. But these ramps sat right down into the trailer here, and then they had a mount with a cotter pin that goes through them to keep the ramps in place. The ramps would be below the floor and out of the way, so I really like that. But unfortunately, being that I had to put the wood in there, I no longer am able to do that, so I'm gonna have to do something with the ramps. My thought is to buy some hinges or build my own hinges and actually weld the hinges right to the back of the trailer here, and then weld the other side of the hinge to the ramp so that the ramps can fold up, and then I'll probably put some kind of a chain on here to hold the ramp from falling back down. That way the ramps can just swing up and down, and I ain't got to worry about carrying them around and picking them up every time I put the tractor on and off the trailer. So that is my plan with the ramps, and that's why it didn't really bother me to put the wood on the sides here for the back portion here. Now, one other thought I had was maybe building my own ramps just completely, you know, from scratch, and then I could get rid of this plywood and put these ramps back in the center, and then that way I have an extra set of ramps. If I'm loading something really wide, maybe I could still use these ramps. So that was another thought I had. Not sure which direction I'm going to go yet, but when I do all this work that I'm talking about, I'm going to do it all on camera. Basically, I just had to get it ready quickly so that I had a trailer to use, and that's why I didn't get all of the stuff that I did on camera, as I was kind of going through it over the last day and a half. So I did just get this trailer over the weekend on Saturday, and today it is Monday. I'm off. It's the 4th of July. So I just basically been working on this thing all weekend, just trying to get it ready. I did repack the bearings with grease as well, so those are all set. Eventually I want to get some bearing buddies, which is what I had on my old trailer. They're called bearing buddies, and what that allows is it's got a little hole here in the cap with a Zerk fitting, and you could throw your grease gun right on it, and you can grease the hubs without having to repack them and take them all apart each time you want to grease them. So that is another upgrade I'm planning to do to this trailer at some point. As you can see, it's missing some of the reflectors. I've got a marker light here, and one is gone on the other side. It's missing, so I will be replacing all the lights with LED lights. I'm going to put LED marker lights, one on each corner here. I'm going to put some reflectors here on the frame rails, one on each side. I'll probably add some reflectors maybe to the sides of the fenders here. Eventually going to change the tail lights out to LED, and then I'm going to do like an LED third brake light that's going to be right in the center here. So I should be all covered for lights, and being that they're all going to be LED, they should last me a really long time. So that is the gist on this trailer. This trailer is made by Texas Brag. I've actually never heard of this company, but I Googled them, and they are still in business. So you guys can see there, it's actually got the model number. It's a 7,000 pound max capacity trailer. So this is gonna haul around any piece of equipment that I need in the near future. So that's awesome. Tells you the shipping weight, got a serial number here, and the trailer type. So really cool, that sticker is still on there. I would like to try to preserve this in some way. Maybe I'll tape over across of it when I paint it, because I'd like to keep the sticker on there because it's nice to have the VIN number and all that stamped right into the trailer. So that is my new trailer. Really excited to get using it. You guys have to let me know in the comments what you think about it. I think this is a really good find. I only paid $1,500 for this trailer, so I stole it in my opinion, because these trailers right now, a trailer of this size and this build quality, these things are selling for like $6,500 used and beat up. So I think I got a really good deal, and I plan to keep it around for a very long time because it's going to haul pretty much anything I need to haul. So definitely excited about it. it. It's wide enough, it's long enough. I always wanted at least a 14-foot trailer, but I always felt that a 14-foot trailer might not quite be long enough, and I always felt that a 16-foot trailer might be a little bit too long, because you get over like 16 or so feet and you have a hard time getting in and out of some of these driveways around here. And not to mention my own driveway itself is quite small, especially with my pole barn over there sitting there. So I'm hoping to clear a lot more room up in this driveway though once my pole barn is up. Stepping over here, I'll show you guys real quick where we're at with the pole barn. So right now we're currently waiting. The builder that I've got coming here, he's got his excavator on another job as well as his boom lift. So until he gets those jobs finished up, he ain't gonna be able to start this. So he's just basically waiting to get those jobs wrapped up. We should be breaking ground pretty shortly here. As you can see, we do have it all set up with the string lines here. We've got it all marked out. We've got the orange string going all the way around. We've got it squared. We've got a 50 foot off the road, which was required by the permit. And we've also got all of the posts all marked out on the string. So when he comes here, we can just start drilling. Once we get the holes drilled, we'll put the posts in the ground, and then we can start putting up all the framing and whatnot. As you can see, I've already called call before you dig, and they've marked out all the gas and water lines too. So until then, I'm gonna have to just use this driveway the way it is, and it's been pretty tough because I have no real room to work on stuff. I like to work on things on a daily basis. I'm always starting new projects. A lot of these projects I like to do on camera, like this trailer right here. This trailer's been in the family for many years. I got it given by my grandfather, and it was really rusty and beat up. I took it all apart. I sanded it and painted it the other day. It's looking really nice now. I've got a new piece of plywood for it, a new hitch for it, and a whole new wiring kit with new lights for it. So this is gonna be a nice little trailer to have around. Basically, I want to keep this for the Kubota BX to haul around logs and whatnot with. And someday I do have plans to actually turn this into a dump box as well, with a hydraulic dump that'll feed off of my rear remotes on my tractor. So I have been working on that, and I would have loved to show it to you guys, but until this garage is up, it's too hard for me to record out here. But yeah, everything else is still here in my driveway. As you can see, I have just enough room to fit my tractor out of the shed here, and I'm very excited to get this pole barn up so I no longer have to use the shed, because it is packed full of stuff right now. I mean, it is so full. I'm literally like 200 hours overdue on my hydrostatic transmission oil change, and I need to get that done soon, but because I really have nowhere to work, I haven't done it yet. So it's really overdue, and it needs to get done ASAP. I may end up doing that here in the next couple of weeks. I might just bring it to my brother's garage and do it there. But if not, I'm trying to wait so that I can do it in my own pole barn once that's done. So hopefully you guys will see that video soon. But I did not actually change the oil yet. I know a couple of you guys were asking if I did. No, it's still got the same oil in it. So it's overdue by 200 hours roughly, and definitely needs to be done soon, because I'm afraid that as hard as I work my tractor, that I'm going to start hurting the transmission or the pump or something. So definitely needs to get done. But just want to make this video, show you guys what I've been up to, show you guys the new trailer I got, and kind of keep you guys updated a little bit here. So I was going to get the grapple on this weekend and move those logs like I planned in the last video. I still might do that this weekend if I got time, but unfortunately you guys probably won't see that video until next week anyway. So stay tuned. I hope everyone's having a happy 4th of July. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe as always. We'll see you guys in the next one.